Hey, this is Christian Buckley with Collab Talk, and I'm here in Redmond, Washington at the MVP Summit. For me, last day. I'm heading to the airport here after this. In fact, after this conversation. But I'm here with Tobias. So, someone that I met, I'm trying to remember, it was like 2010, 2011, somewhere back then.
Berlin.
Was that 2011?
2010.
Was it 20? It was TechEd, right?
TechEd.
The European
Berlin.
TechEd in Berlin. I remember that.
Yeah.
Because I remember walking to some party and not having winter coat.
Yeah.
And regretting it.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
So, anyway, so why don't you tell us about yourself?
Yeah, Tobias Koprowski, living in Nottingham, in England.
That's how you can tell by the accent, Nottingham.
Yes, and data platform MVP, 8 years actually. Yeah, from 8 years.
So, we were talking about some of the changes, let me ask you this. Do you see a difference in how Microsoft is organized and presenting the sessions this week? Obviously, we can't talk about all the NDA content, but do you see a difference in how they're presenting it?
I think that they get some good feedback from the previous summits, and they encourage their speakers, which mostly the people from the product group, from Microsoft, from Corp, that they are a little bit better prepared for that.
Yeah.
We had more discussion sessions, not only like presenting the slides or doing some
round tables, sitting down.
Something like that.
Yeah.
A lot of informal sessions, which from my perspective, as a data platform VP, one of the best sessions, always meeting with the Tiger team, the team which is responsible for building SQL Server Engine. Mm-hmm. So we had yesterday 3 hours. We just finished 2 hours Q&A just a moment ago with them. This is the best way to go to meet that people at the summit, people from your specific product group, and you can discuss and go very, very deep with many different topics, because everything is under NDA, so we can really discuss.
Well, we've had that. I would say about half of the sessions have been like that, where there is not just kind of Q&A. Like we had a keynote where we had Rajesh Jha. Mm-hmm. So we had an executive vice president that owns all of the various products over here on the office side, and kind of talking. He gave kind of this historical view and then took questions, which is great. I get so much less value out of that. It's nice to have the history, but when you have a focused topic around a problem area, and then you have marketing and you have engineering there, and there's the people that are presenting, and then in most of the sessions they say, how many are MVPs here, how many Microsoft people, and you see then a dozen hands go up of all the people, so that answers to questions are getting, coming from different places in the audience. That's fantastic. So I actually brought 2 technical issues and had one of them answered. The other one, it's not yet resolved, but I had an answer, which is fantastic. Gave it to the customer, found out that it's not correct, and I provided it in that feedback. So now Microsoft is back looking at and trying to duplicate where we were able to still find that it was broken even after an answer. And it was awesome that we had this in this face-to-face. And they said, we didn't see, in this scenario, we didn't see that it was that big of an issue. I said, it's a hybrid SharePoint Online issue and Teams, Microsoft Teams issue that is, I said, about half of environments are hybrid. It's over half or will be growing in the next 3-4 years to more than 50% of environments being hybrid. And I said, you need to understand this could be a potentially huge problem if you don't go in and solve it. In 4 or 5 years, I'm sure you'll solve it. But
I think that the functionality of the user voice in many different platform groups, not only for the SharePoint Office 365, but as well for Azure and for data platform and other technologies, the user voice and the topics which we start to discuss with the product team on that platform, we got these answers. We got these answers here on the summit. So, for example, in our group, in our data platform sessions, we got informations. Of course, it's on the end, so I don't want to brag, but we got information that the team resolved some of those problems which we requested for this many years ago, and it was just a standing ovation because the team finally listen us
Yeah.
and do something to make our life better, to make the Microsoft life better, to make our customers and clients life better, because we together can solve that problem.
And this is a great, and I say this over and over again. I know a lot of MVPs say this, broken record out there, of course, but it's the fact that if you have requirements that are not being met, whatever the product is, if you have even a special scenario, you're not even sure the impact of that, but it's essential to your business, I would say first place to go and look at is the Microsoft Tech community. Search for it, see if it's out there, if there's discussion around it, because a lot of times you find out about things like, I didn't know it's available, or they fixed this, or whatever that is. Go and do the research. If it's not there, or because this issue that I brought up, I found a lot of unanswered questions out on the internet in multiple places, especially in the tech community, where Microsoft, there was no official answer.
Yeah.
And so the next place I go to is then user voice. And I said, are there any openings around this, or is this part of any plan to go and fix this? And again, I saw open questions, and Microsoft did not yet said, we're looking into this, we're investigating. And so by bringing that kind of stuff up, it's fantastic. But what I say is, find those issues, go and if it's not yet in the system, go into user voice, add the item in there.
And I need to add that it's very, very important, because I meet a lot of MVPs which are awarded the first time, so first timers.
Yeah.
It's very, very important. Don't be shy. Just find your group, find the portals, the one portal, the second portal, find the group for your network. Let's discuss, and in many, many cases we can find that solutions, or at least we find the person who we can go directly to the core, because we are MVP.
Right.
So we can reach that person, and we can simply ask, okay, let's sit down and start to solve that problem.
That's a great ad that MVPs, we're awarded MVP by Microsoft because of giving back to the community for our previous year of service, the things that we've done. And most MVPs, it's just kind of ingrained. It's part of our personality that we just go and do this. It's like we're not out there being like, hey, look at me, like I know the answer to this question. That's what it's about. It's like, if I find something, I think others will find you, so I'm going to share that back out. And so that's the way that we work. And so if you have questions, if you know personally an MVP, I would say that even if you don't know an MVP personally, if you follow them on their blog or their Twitter accounts, reach out to them and say, hey, I've got this question. Don't even have to say hate to bother you. If I wouldn't reply if I were busy, I'm looking for this, I'm happy to go and help. And then ask for that help. If I don't know the answer, I'll say, hey, I know Tobias does. Let me point you over to him. Or let me do an introduction over. And so leverage the community. And that's always, I would say that's
which
part
I
of
did
that.
many, many times, yes.
Yeah.
I know something about some part of the products of the Microsoft. If I don't know, I know how to reach some of those people. So I know how to find, for example, Waldek, which you had the discussions today, or other guys. If I want to know something specific, even I don't know those people personally, I can very, very simply reach them. If you use, of course, social media, Twitter, LinkedIn, blogs, websites, conferences, and so on and so on.
And if you know the answer that the MVPs are getting right, we will be the first to kind of toot your horn. We'll point people like, hey, you need to go take a look at this blog post. This person came up with a solution I think is brilliant. It solves this issue. So we're always happy to highlight that as well. So, and if people are continually adding something that we do as MVPs, I don't know how many that you've referred into the MVP program, but there are 5 or 6 that I have submitted their names into that are now MVPs. And I know others have done it too, but I'm just really happy that I see these people that deserve it because they gave so much to the community. And it's constantly growing, it's constantly expanding, and so that's just great too. I know we were going to talk about one other thing. We were talking about kind of community. It's a bigger topic of sessions, user groups, that side of it as well. I would say make sure that you go get involved and find your local community of practice. I'm on the board for my SharePoint user group, SharePoint Office 365, kind of everything encompassing. Are you pretty active?
And don't be shy. That means try to not stop around your area. Okay, first find the people around your area. But if you are somewhere on the holiday, in Greece, in Netherlands.
I was in China.
For
I looked and
example,
tried to find the user group.
you can simply
Right.
find and go for that meeting.
Yeah.
Of course, sometimes language could be a barrier.
It
Yeah.
was in China. I did not attend.
But
Right.
we have some ways to find to fight with those barriers.
Yeah.
We have some drinks, we have some food, and we have nice faces, and so on and so on. So we can simply do this,
That's right.
and you can go for any. Not the meetings are always open.
Yeah.
And if you are MVP, if you want to get something more, but as well you can give something more because you can say, okay, I did it once. 2 years ago, I was here on the. It was SharePoint or Office 365 Saturday, something like that, here in
Yeah,
Redmond.
that's right.
Different buildings.
Yeah.
So yes, guys, I will be in Redmond for 2 days. If you have some user group, I can deliver some sessions very, very easily. And it's really appreciated for all of those organizers because we always want to have new speakers. And if we can grab some speakers from another world, another countries, another different cultures, it's always welcome
Right.
to go to deliver sessions, to get some new experience, to sharing new experience, sharing new knowledge. Yeah.
Yep. No, I think it's great. So tap into your community resources. Don't be afraid to ask questions and reach out. I mean, reach out to the friendliest faces. These are friendly faces. But how can people get in touch with you? How do people find you?
People find me mostly because looking for my pictures. So you see, it's very very
Hard to
famous.
miss. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
it's not too many
You
people.
can never
around.
shave though.
Yeah,
You can
no.
never cut your hair. I mean, it's,
Yeah.
you're stuck. It's
Yeah,
your
it's
persona.
Yes, yes. Especially if you look for my Facebook. Okay, you have a time only for tomorrow for my temporary pictures. But if you've been on the MVP summit, you can print your face on the coffee, on the foam from the espresso.
Oh.
That was very very nice. So I got this one.
Where's
and
that?
now much
Downstairs?
more
I don't drink coffee, but I would like to take a photo of coffee with my face in the foam.
Yeah, right.
Ah, I didn't know that. Well, anyway, well, thanks a lot for your
Yes,
time here.
thank
And
you.
we'll see you. I don't know when I'll see you next, but
I'm going to Mainz for European
I
SharePoint
won't be there.
conference,
I've been back to
and the
do
next big for
Ignite?
you probably Ignite. Yes,
You'll
I
be
have a
Ignite.
couple of different events before, but most of them are in Europe. So
yeah, I will. Well, I'll definitely be at Ignite, so I'll see you there.
yeah,
All right.
okay.
I hope to see everybody else there at Ignite as well, and
And the next summit.
and the next summit,
Which
the
will be- I will
European
know.
Collab Summit down in in was it Mainz?
Mainz, yes,
Germany. So.
end of May,
Yeah.
22nd and something.
Yeah, there's a SharePoint Conference North America in Las Vegas at the end of May, SharePointNA.com, and then there's the European Collab
European,
Summit
yes.
as well. So lots of stuff going on.
A
So
lot.
all right, thanks a lot.
Thanks. Bye. Bye.